If you could make money selling nudes online, would you do it?
I can't believe I'm making this video, but...
Oh my god, my chest is so tight right now. Oh my god,
Or maybe a better question would be, if you could make money selling nudes online, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, it looks like everyone is making money from it.
There's still 4 days left in the month to make money. So far on July 27th, I have made $12,582.
Okay, so it is day 6. We are at 621 doll hairs, and then I have 23 fans. He's buying them, and so far he has paid like $2,000 for my feet. Like nothing in my face, nothing in my body, like literally just my feet. I even threw in Amy's feet in there. He's paid me around $2,000.
Plus, there is nothing different between you and these girls. If they can do it, why can't you? Look, the reality is simple. There is a market, there is a need for it. It's simple supply and demand. Whoever has the most creative content will win in the long term. And the good thing is, on the internet, there is an infinite demand from lonely men looking for love and affection. It is so simple. All you have to do is take nudes and send messages to your fans. Certainly don't think about the long-term consequences. The internet is a huge place. No one will ever find out. So, if that sounds like a deal to you, you should jump on it. And, oh, by the way, please use my referral link when you sign up so I can make 5% of your earnings. Welcome to the glamorous world of OnlyFans and sex work. It starts with you seeing a tweet, a YouTube video, or someone telling you how much money they made from it. They tell you that it is life-changing, that you too can make that much money. They simplify the entire process. They use dramatic titles like, I made 10,000 in 2 weeks, or how much money I made on OnlyFans. They make you believe that you too can be one of them. You have the potential to do it. All you need to do is use the referral link.
Making an account for the first time, I will leave my referral link down below for you to join. I'll get into
Please sign up through my referral link in the description.
But also, if you are thinking about using OnlyFans, I have a referral link in the description. You can edit. I'm gonna leave my referral code down below.
Of course, they don't mention that this is a way for them to recruit you and make money from your future earnings. They make you believe that your life is one click away from changing. This opportunity is open to everyone. It doesn't matter if you're unemployed, if you're a university student, or just someone looking to make a few bucks online. After all, if they are able to do it, why can't you do it? They tell you that it is about female empowerment. They tell you that the world has changed and that you should be able to do what you want with your body. No female should be ashamed of her body. The female body is something to be worshipped.
And what's wrong with like worshiping a girl? There's nothing wrong with that, okay?
You should go for it. You should do it. The world has changed and this is a new way of life. Everyone is doing it, including your favorite celebrity. They show you the good side of it, the potential lifestyle, being able to make money just by taking pictures in your bedroom. No more 9 to 5 for you. Soon enough, you too will be making 30,000 per week and travel around the world. All you need is one subscriber paying you on a monthly basis. Then, you need to add a few other ones who will pay you continuously. The business model doesn't seem that complicated. You can make cash doing what everybody else is doing with no competitive advantage. It seems too good to be true, but deep down, you want to believe it. You want to think that you too can have a chance at winning at life. You too can be your own boss and live life on your own terms. You are about to join the oldest profession in the world. But because it is on the internet, they make you believe that the experience is different. You don't need to see your clients in person anymore. You can just make money and enjoy the ride. But is it all really that simple? To better understand where we are today, we need to look at where we came from. The year is 1953. The porn industry as we know it today did not exist yet. As a female in the sex work industry, your options are limited to prostitution. And because there are no laws to protect you, you are forced to live in the periphery of society. You have to risk your livelihood on most days just to put food on the table. But everything was about to change when one book was published by the sex researcher 𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏 Sexual Behavior in the Human Female.
That there was practically nothing known about human sexual behavior in comparison with what we knew about the sexual behavior of other animals.
𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗏 redefined America's understanding of sex. His research, which was very controversial, led to the beginning of the sexual revolution in the US. This movement led to more people accepting sex outside of the traditional heterosexual and monogamous relationship. In the same year, something else was about to happen and change the course of history.
Thank you. In 1953, with a few dollars this man borrowed from his parents, he started a magazine called Playboy. His lifestyle, his philosophy, and his business are often the targets of controversy, but fascinating nonetheless. He is also the man that has kept the pajama industry in business. Please welcome Hugh Hefner.
This man, Hugh Hefner, started Playboy in 1953, and Marilyn Monroe became the first woman on the cover of Playboy. With the age of the sex symbol starting, as a female in the sex work industry, your life was about to change. You now had one more viable option to profit from your work. You could become a porn star instead of being a prostitute. Because of a loophole in the system, the US government made the act of paying for sex illegal, but the act of paying people to have sex in front of a camera legal. Porn wasn't mainstream yet, so to maximize sales, Hefner decided to turn Playboy into a magazine for the classy gentleman. He made porn feel legit and accepted by the culture. 16 years later, in 1969, the golden age of porn started. What a coincidence, right? If you were a sex worker, this was your time to shine. Life truly felt amazing. Porn was a big business and top actresses were making a lot of money. With new technologies like the VCRs, the industry was about to deeply change. People could now access porn easily from any DVD store. This led to an increase in porn consumption as people were being more open about sex in the culture.
Open sex, unusual drugs of 3-day hallucination trips, some unbelievable experiences it was so bizarre that nothing was unusual. Whatever happens was a cliche that was a part of the lifestyle. Anything went. There was nothing shocking anymore, and it wasn't cool to be angry or violent.
The key players in the game and the business value chain looked like this. You had the actresses, the studios, the distributors, and the consumers. Most of the power went to top actresses. The golden age of porn was the best time to be in porn. It was like being a Wall Street banker in the 80s. Some of the actresses were being paid $32,000 per week, and they only saw their net worth increase during that time. But life was about to change for many of them. When the internet became mainstream, we saw the rise of free tube sites with an 1800% increase from 1998 to 2007. The power dynamics completely changed, and you could see it shift from actresses to the new tube sites. The sex work industry had a new enemy, the internet.
The tube sites are basically like the world's biggest porn marketing system that there is. So you work hand in hand with them.
A lot of people whine about them a lot. The argument is if they wouldn't have started all these free tube sites, then we'd still be making millions and millions of dollars. Whoever knows how the internet works is gonna do way better than the people who make better porn.
Platforms. It's like literally hundreds of these different subscription sites shooting most of the same performers and very similar types of porns. They really don't stand out from each other, so it doesn't make that much sense to subscribe to one versus the other.
If you were a porn star, your income took a huge dive. Porn became free and accessible in a few clicks for anyone willing to consume. At the beginning of the century, the average porn star could be making $100,000 a year. Today, that figure is closer to $50,000. With the rise of the internet, you had no hope. Things were getting worse for you, and because of your background as a porn actress, your exit opportunities were limited. Porn became a commodity, and the best example of a porn star not making money from porn is 𝗂𝗂 𝗂𝗄𝗆. I'm sure you've heard of her.
You were getting hundreds of millions of views. And yet, despite that, in the porn world stardom, you were paid a grand total for all the 12 sex videos you made, you were paid a grand total of $12,000 US. And yet you made millions and millions of dollars for both Bang Bros, the company that you worked with, and Pornhub, the aggregating site. How could that be?
That's just how it is. I'm not the only one who was singled out by this. It's not like I had a terrible contract or a terrible manager. Not that I didn't have a manager or an agent.
At all.
No.
To be fair, a lot of porn stars do escort.
I know. And that's another thing that I feel really, I noticed when I came back in the business in 2005, that really changed the whole culture of the industry. Because what's ultimately happening here is the girl is getting into the business now to market herself, to do something that is not legal and is not safe. And it's very selfish because she's the one making the money. Whereas when we got in the business in the 90s, we got in the business knowing that we would shoot one movie a month. We would go to one bookstore signing a month. We would do 2 feature dance weekends a month. And we were bringing money into the club. We were selling, at the time, VHS.
Because of this, porn stars ended up turning into prostitutes. The culture of the industry changed. And because of the risk that come with doing prostitution, many porn stars were being crushed badly by the industry. It is in this broken environment that one entrepreneur saw the opportunity to take power away from the platforms and give it back to the people.
Welcome back to Quick Take Charge. I'm 𝗖𝗏𝗂𝗃, New York. OnlyFans, it's the media giant with 85 million users that has gone relatively undetected until now. The site is primarily known for its adult models, but it's trying to branch out to include more traditional celebrities like Cardi B and more. Joining me now from...
At a time where piracy was costing the porn industry $2 billion per year and actresses were turning into prostitutes, one entrepreneur saw a golden opportunity. After multiple failed attempts to help sex workers connect with their fans, he had the idea to create OnlyFans when he saw that some porn stars were selling nudes via Twitter and Instagram DMs. The platform was perfectly optimized to take advantage of limitations that other platforms like Instagram or YouTube had about explicit content. As a porn star who had to turn to prostitution to make money, OnlyFans became the best way to monetize yourself without having the downside of physical interaction. In a world where porn is already free, OnlyFans allowed the creators to connect with thousands of fans who were looking for this very same connection. It took advantage of the rise in loneliness and an increasing need for connection in a digital world to become the middleman monetizing the transaction between a sex worker and, most often, men who are willing to pay to feel the warmth of human connection. In a way, OnlyFans could both be portrayed as a hero who helped the marginalized women of society provide for themselves, and as a villain who took advantage of the weaknesses of lonely men. The pandemic in 2020 really helped us see the dynamics between these two sides of the same platform. While many females were being laid off, OnlyFans gave them a way to provide for themselves by monetizing their bodies.
More than 36 million Americans, as you probably already know, have filed for unemployment benefits since the economic crisis began back in mid-March. 36 million. And experts say that these job losses are hitting women particularly hard, especially women of color.
It became the platform of choice for marginalized women, a segment of the population that has been disproportionately hit by the pandemic. And for the first time in history, women have been able to directly profit from a society that over-sexualized them anyway. But on the dark side, the platform took advantage of the loneliness pandemic to grow. Many men who felt lonely were attracted by the potential of having an online girlfriend, someone who not only asks about their day, but is willing to play into the darkest fantasies.
At the time, it actually wasn't more for the porn, it was more for just a connection, because I was dealing with a lot of loneliness because a lot of my friends had left high school and stuff, and I had no one to talk to, and that's why I started using it.
The real power that helped the platform grow is that it created a digital market where the supply is female bodies and warmth, and the demand comes from males' desires and a need for intimacy. It created a marketplace where sex is the primary product and gave people the ability to monetize desire, longing, and human connection without any need for human touch and the hard work that comes from creating a real relationship. Without knowing it, the company has created a gold rush towards sex work, and because of the endorsement by many celebrities, it became mainstream and part of the culture. But it is exactly because of the lack of understanding around the nature of sex work that many females rushing to the platform to make quick money ended up being destroyed by the same platform who wanted to first save them.
Has done OnlyFans for like 2 years. Guys on there treat you like you are a prostitute. They do ask you to do explicit things for money, and
but one reason in particular stood out to me.
Then it started where they would like find me on OnlyFans, and then if I didn't answer them on OnlyFans, they would reach out to me on other platforms. And there was a few situations where I feel like I was being harassed. There's this weird thing that happens. It's like they think that since they see me in a more intimate light, that we somehow have a relationship with each other, even though I have no idea who they are and this is my job.
I definitely think that OnlyFans is glamorized and made to look easy. I thought it would be so easy. I didn't think it would be that much work, but now that I'm into it, I know that it is a lot of hard work. And even other friends that I have on Twitter that are doing it, I always think that all the content just looks so effortless, and it does.
The problem with the platform is due to a framing issue. As a marketplace, it is selling sex as a product, but on the surface, it is presenting itself as a platform that empowers creators who want to let their fans support them. Through the referral program in place, it has created an army of users who are preaching for the platforms and its benefits. They make you believe that it is easy and that you too can do it. But they forget to mention that on the platform, the earnings distribution follows a power law. Only 1% of all creators make most of the money, and the rest is scrapping by while exposing themselves to unintended long-term consequences.
They think that even though that they paid for a photo of me, that I for some reason wanted to send it to them.
On the other hand, and for other girls who are like me, we kind of got in on it because of, well, we saw opportunity to make money when, especially when the pandemic and everything hit, any income was good income, and I felt like a lot of people ended up doing their first sex work jobs because of it.
I am not here to discuss whether sex work is real work. I am also not coming from a judgmental place. Some unfortunate situation may lead people down that path, and sometimes they have no choice but to do it for survival.
They're usually doing it because they need to do it. So this notion of women can do what they want with their bodies, sex work represents female liberation and female empowerment. Although the intent is good, this message unintentionally pushes aside the real issues that we need to be addressing.
The issue really comes from an asymmetry of information and a deep misunderstanding of sex work. It became glamorized, it became a trend and a meme that people use to make short-term decisions with long-term consequences. Claims are made that the platform is empowering women, but very little is said about the race to the bottom that is taking place on the platform. As the platform grows and the market becomes more saturated, your earnings potential naturally decrease. Simple supply and demand. And because of that, to distinguish yourself from other creators, you end up having to do things that have never been done before, with the risk of potentially losing the only thing you may have left, your self-respect.
You're going to lose respect.
Of course, society wants women to believe that they are empowering themselves by participating in the sex industry. But the dark and sad truth is that men benefit from it more than anyone else, both as consumers of the content that is being created and as CEOs and owners of those companies creating the content. 𝗔𝗿𝗵𝘁𝗆𝗃 put it perfectly when she said, OnlyFans is really just an extension of sex webcamming. It combines the sexual exploitation of mainstream porn with the economic exploitation of the gig economy. While the platform is hailed as a safe haven for the sex workers, harassment is still real on the platform. On top of that, many times we have seen creators who had their nudes leaked online after the platform was hacked, and this leaves a permanent record that will always be attached to your reputation. As I am nearing the end of this video, I want you to understand the asymmetry that is put in place. When the opportunity seems too good to be true, it may be exactly that. OnlyFans is here to stay, and it is yet another iteration of the Web 3.0 on the long tail of the internet. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this video, do not make short-term decisions that may leave you with long-term negative consequences. Well, my friend, this is the end. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I truly appreciate your support. This one was a very complex video. I apologize for taking so long for releasing this one. Had to kind of like dive deep into the world and kind of try to understand the psychology of the industry as a whole. So I appreciate you for rocking with me. I appreciate you for staying with me, watching the entire video. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. As always, this is only the beginning. I'm only gonna get better over time. This is something that I'm investing a lot of time in, and I hope that you can see it through my editing style, my storytelling, and this is something that I'm definitely gonna improve over time. So thank you for being here. This is only the beginning, and let's get to it. Next one will be a better one. Thank you. I appreciate you. And as always, I will catch you next time. Peace.